Hello, my chunsters. My name is the Chun. It's time to have some fun with Host Pro 2.0, episode 29. We are on our way from the big 3 to the O. That'll be fairly. Today is going to be a short show just because got a lot to do tonight. I've got a lot to watch. I've got to watch NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I've got SummerSlam. I've watched the F1. And things are compounded again, but it's okay because I have got some interesting topics for you today. I have my SummerSlam 2015 predictions. I've got some would you rathers. Unfortunately, the Reddit was a bit slow, as you'll find out from the questions that I gleaned, being the best of them. But to make up for that, I do have some fascinating details about the Mercedes C63 AMG Coupe, which is probably going to be one of those cars that kills all of its tires in a big white plume of smoke. It's going to be one of those cars, and it's going to be interesting to talk about that. But first of all, taking center stage, as is in the description, we're going to have the SummerSlam 2015 predictions. Now, by the way, I should preface this by saying, if you disagree with anything I say, take heart from the fact that I'm normally 100% wrong about all of these things. So yeah, so here we go. Here's the page. Now let's find it. Okay, so this is on the WWE page. This is the order they've listed their matches. Maybe this is the order they're going to be going on the show in. But Randy Orton versus don't skip it. I fucking hate this WWE website. Stop skipping it. We have Randy Orton versus Sheamus. I mean, not a huge amount to say, really. I don't honestly care that much either way about this match. I'm sorry, I just don't. It's just one of those matches that isn't really registering on my radar, if I'm honest. However, choosing between Randy Orton versus Sheamus, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't think the WWE's all that bothered about pushing Randy Orton at this point in his career. I mean, Randy Orton's one of those guys who you don't really need to push. I mean, you could just suddenly put Randy Orton in the main event picture, and I think it'll be Sheamus this time. I think Randy Orton got the nod last time out, so I think it'll be Sheamus on this occasion. But like I say, this is a match which is under the radar. It's kind of difficult to call because it's so inconsequential either way. So I'm just going to say it's just filler. I'm going to say it's Sheamus. Just because, why not? Why wouldn't it be? Oh, dearie me. This is going to be a bit more complicated. So this is the United States and WWE World Heavyweight Championship unification match between John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Now the ironic thing about this build-up, I just want to point this out. This is how ridiculous WWE booking and how much they think their fans are fucking idiots these days. I'm sorry, but they do. They just think of us as total morons. So they've been hyping up Seth Rollins as a genuine threat to John Cena around the whole premise, I should say, that Seth Rollins broke John Cena's nose. Now, ordinarily, I would say, yeah, that makes him a real legitimate threat, and rightfully so. He is a threat. He broke his nose. That's dangerous. You're a dangerous badass, Seth Rollins. However, there's one small detail that WWE would rather you forget about that whole match in which his nose got broken, and it's this. John Cena came back and won it. So the whole idea of Seth Rollins being a threat to John Cena is that he broke his nose in a match which he lost. Yeah. As you can see, the whole premise that Seth Rollins is a legitimate threat to John Cena in a match has just gone because he lost. Whilst John Cena won them. John Cena defended his United States Championship with a broken freaking nose, to quote Kurt Angle. So, I mean, as far as this match, SummerSlam, I don't know. I just this one's quite difficult. I want to say Seth Rollins due to some sort of screw job or something along those lines, but hand on heart, I find it so difficult to bet against John Cena. I really do. I mean, I think it'll be John Cena. I just, it's hard to bet against the guy. I mean, it seems as though they were talking about it recently, as though they're going to make him a 16-time world champion just to equal Ric Flair. But then again, there could equally be a screw job to stop that from happening. But I think all things considered, I think this is going to be John Cena. I mean, he won the match with a broken nose, so probably Cena. I'd much rather it be Seth Rollins. Don't know if I want it to end clean, but I'd much rather this one go the way of Seth Rollins, if I'm honest. Which reminds me, I forgot to follow the stream, so let's just quickly follow the stream so I can see if anybody posted any comments, because the comment tracker still isn't working. I tried to download the new comment tracker so that I could get it working, but for some reason it hasn't downloaded and I haven't got it. So I'm a bit, well, I'm not annoyed about it. I'm just a bit, dude, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean about it. So let's get back to SummerSlam. The matches are skip forward. Let's skip forward. That's better. Okay. Right, so we're back. We're back with the predictions after I found the stream. So it's the triple threat match. It's start skipping forward. It's Ryback versus Big Show versus The Miz. Again, this is another one of those matches I just really don't... Stop skipping! That's gonna get a bit annoying. Who knows? I mean... I'm not finished. Look. Stay on this match. Stay on it. Do not skip until I am ready to skip. Damn it! No, you know I hate this. Okay, right. The Miz. Why not? I mean, Ryback's been champion for a little while now. Yeah, Ryback's been champion for a little while. I mean, there wouldn't be any point putting it on the Big Show. Literally no point. That would I don't know. The Miz. I'm going to say The Miz. I'm going to, yeah, Miz. So the next match is the tag team match. It's Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper of the Wyatt family versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns of the Shield. Well, not of the Shield, but it's the Wyatt family versus the Crazy Brothers, I guess. They haven't really got a team name. Now this match is actually one of the ones I don't have many doubts about, actually. I think this one's going the way of Wyatt and Harper, with interference from Eric Rowan being a decisive factor. That's what I think is going to happen there. I don't think I'm pretty sure that Wyatt and Harper are going to win, and just guarantee it's not going to be clean. And then that's a natural progression of that storyline, because apparently there's, I don't know. I mean, it's like, okay, so it's Wyatt versus Reigns. Wyatt one-ups Reigns in that match with Harper. So Roman Reigns goes and brings Dean Ambrose in. What's Bray Wyatt going to do? Well, he's still got Eric Rowan to call back. So, I mean, that seems to me like the natural progression of that storyline is to bring Rowan back and have Eric Rowan cost Ambrose and Reigns the match. So that's what I think is going to happen. Wyatt and Harper. The next match is a fatal four-way tag match for the tag team championships. We have the Lucha Dragons against the Primetime Players, against the New Day versus Los Matadores. That's kind of difficult in a way, because there's no real one team there which stands out as an obvious winner in all fairness. And that's again, this one's a bit of it's another one of those eeny, meeny, miny, mo things. I mean, it's a 1 in 4 chance of me getting it right. I would say the Primetime Players. I'm just going to say the Primetime Players. But then again, it's one of those major pay-per-views where they tend to like shake up the order a bit. You know what? I think it'll be the primetime players, and maybe have one of the NXT tag teams debut after the match to challenge them, or debut the next night on Raw. Say maybe Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and challenge the primetime players to end their dominance. Maybe that's the best way of doing it. Yeah, maybe something like that. So I'm going to say the primetime players in that one. Oh, okay. Well, this is, you know, in a way, this one's whatever. So we have Stephen Amell of Arrow fame teaming up with Neville, who is the lookalike for Adrian, versus Stardust and King Barrett. I mean, what is going on with Stardust in that picture? He looks constipated. I'm going to say Neville and Amell. I mean, they got the celebrity, and I mean, I don't think well, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen a celebrity lose a match in WWE. So I'm going to say Neville and Amell on that one. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about on that one. I doubt they're going to have. I doubt they're going to bring in a star like Amell and have him lose. It just doesn't tend to happen that way. Next up is Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Now, I do have a vested interest in this match because I think Kevin Owens is one of the greatest and finest wrestlers of the WWE at the moment. And I think it's going to go the way of... See, here's the thing, that the WWE seems to be really high on Cesaro at the moment, but I don't really know. I'm going to say Kevin Owens, actually. I don't know why, I just have this weird feeling it'll be Owens. I mean, he's had 2 losses on pay-per-view now, and I think Cesaro is going to be kept around until Tyson Kidd gets back, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens. I have a really horrible feeling. I might be wrong, but at this point, I'm going to say it's going to be Kevin Owens. I'm sticking with Kevin Owens. I'm quite happy with that. Quite a lot of matches on tonight's card. Oh, okay. Well, it's just going to be fun. So we've got Team Bella versus Team Beautiful and Dangerous. That's Team Bad versus Team PCB, which is... so that's Team Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, which is, I mean, that's basically the worst name for a tag team in all of world history. And in case you're wondering why they're not called the Submission Sorority anymore, that would be because the Submission Sorority is actually also the web domain of a porn website. So that's why they're not called Submission Sorority anymore. Doesn't really, I don't know, that's I think the one interesting thing about SummerSlam this year, actually, now that I think about it, is one of the reasons why perhaps I'm looking forward to the show, is because it's a major pay-per-view, but there's a lot of matches on this card which can go either way, to be honest. There's not many matches on this card where I think, oh yeah, it's going to be this guy. All right, it's going to be this guy. Oh, definitely this guy. There's only a few matches that I'm sort of kind of have a clear idea in my head of how things are going to go. This one's another one where I mean, I don't think they're going to go with the Bellas. I think it's between Team Bad and Team PCB. Sorry, I doubt it'll be the Bellas because I think they want to push the whole Divas Revolution, and what a way to squash the angle by having the people they're revolting against win. It seems a bit stupid, although actually now that I outline that and say it's stupid, it sounds like the type of exact bullshit that he would do. Again, I don't know what happened on NXT this week, so I don't know if Sasha Banks there's pictured without the title. Maybe she lost. I reckon PCB. For the one reason that Paige is kind of she's one of the people that they quite like at the moment, I think. Plus the fact that there's two new NXT push-up divas. There's 2 of them in that as opposed to just the one on Team Bad. That'd be Sasha Banks. And plus, they seem to be pretty intent on pushing Charlotte at the moment. I'm going to go with Team PCB, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went Team Bad. And I also, considering the fact that this is the WWE and they're notorious for fucking things up, I wouldn't be surprised if they go with Team Bad either. But my inclination is towards PCB. Next, we have Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. No, I'm going to say Dolph Ziggler. I'm not. This is one of the matches I'm really not. I don't give a shit about, if I'm honest. I really don't care. I mean, it would have been much more sensible for it to been Dolph Ziggler and Lana versus Rusev and Summer Rae, but I mean, to be honest, they've just gone with a one-on-one match. Dolph Ziggler's going to win. I'm pretty damn certain of it. So yeah, that's happening. And finally, we arrive at Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, versus the Dead Man, the Undertaker. Oh boy, you know, in some ways this match seems such a good idea, but in other ways, Brock Lesnar could really hurt Undertaker again, and that would not be good. I don't know. You know, I must admit, I have had an inclination that it's going to be The Undertaker this time. Brock Lesnar is one of those guys. I mean, The Undertaker is the only person who could beat Brock Lesnar clean, although I expect a low blow will come into it, because that seems to be the way they're going in the storyline. But The Undertaker is the only guy who could beat Brock Lesnar clean, and Brock Lesnar not really lose any of that myth or mythology. And plus, it's worth pointing out that The Undertaker has never, ever, ever beaten Brock Lesnar at all, unless if it's in a tag match. And I don't think that ever happened. I'm pretty confident that Undertaker never beat Brock Lesnar back in 2003 when they had their initial feud and rivalry. So on this occasion, I'm going to say Undertaker. Again, that match is one of those that can go either way. Look, I mean, if Brock Lesnar beats Undertaker again, there's no... The Undertaker's the Undertaker. He's never going to lose his mythology. And Brock Lesnar is also Brock Lesnar. I'm considering the fact that Undertaker's never beaten Brock Lesnar, I'm leaning more for Undertaker on this one. Again, I don't know why. It's just a feeling I'm getting. Brock Lesnar, again, I wouldn't be surprised to see Brock Lesnar either way, but I'm going to say The Undertaker. Again, that's one of the good things I think though about this card this year is the fact that there are a lot of matches which could go either way, which you could see either guy winning quite easily, and it would be a pleasing result. And that's what I like about this year's SummerSlam card. Actually, it's one of the few things. It's one of the reasons I'm actually kind of excited about it. It's the fact that it is an either way kind of card, and that's what I like about it. I mean, I don't want a card where I'm just watching the whole thing going, yeah, well, that was obvious. Yeah, yawn, predictable. That doesn't interest me. That's part of my problem with F1 at the moment. It's like Lewis Hamilton again by another 10-second lead. Oh, look, he was never in trouble the whole race. How exciting! No, not really. I mean, the thing is, in F1, side point, why not? Let's just mention it since I'm on that tangent. The thing with F1 at the moment, I find, and we're on a tangent here, but it's a brief tangent. The thing I find with F1 this year is, yes, in previous years we've had dominance. We've had Schumacher, we've had Vettel, McLaren in 2005, very dominant, Brawn in 2009. There's always been dominant cars in F1. It's just the way of F1. But this year, Mercedes are ridiculously far ahead. They are insanely far ahead. And to be honest, as well, and now that the cars have got less downforce, they're just not as interesting to watch, to be honest. There's no noise, there's no drama, it's just... The downforce is the biggest problem. There's virtually... The cars are just so slow, the tyres are skinny, the downforce is minimal. Probably the lowest it's been in years, since before the 2000s. I mean, these are probably the lowest downforce cars since the turn of the century. And the problem with that is you have a dominant car. It's not that much close racing. Most of the overtakes are done on DRS. Most of the time, they're just saving their fuel. And to be honest, F1 is a slowed down procession. Before it at least looked fast. I mean, and that's kind of it, really. And that's kind of where I'm at with F1. I'm just bored, really. I don't find the cars that exciting to watch anymore, and they always used to have at least that going for them. I'm getting ready now. I'm readying the Mercedes images. But yeah, and that's it. And that's what I think WWE would do. That's what WWE has done well to avoid with the SummerSlam card. Is just a typical yawn. Yeah, that was all predictable. That said, there's a few matches there which I'm still a bit like, oh, it'd be hard to bet against this guy. And there's a few matches there where I'd be disappointed or to see somebody win as opposed to somebody else. But then again, that's all personal preference, to be honest. It's not like I represent the entire WWE community. So yeah, I mean, there are certain results that I don't want to see. But there are results there that I'm pretty sure I'm the minority and feeling that way about a couple of those results. Not that it really matters either way. But for now, we shall move on, because that's enough to talk about SummerSlam and tangents about Formula 1 being shit. Let's do the Would You Rathers. And here's the thing. I told you earlier, the Would You Rather Reddit has been slow this week. And here are the highlights. So, would you rather meet Hitler or meet Kim Jong-un? How the hell do you pick between those two psychotic maniacs? Here's how. Since I do not have a coin, I'm going to flip a disc instead. This disc which I burnt, but unfortunately got scratched whilst it was burning, and so doesn't work. So don't worry, I do not feel... Oh, hello, it's a plastic casing. Now, all of a sudden I'm feeling a bit dim. Because... How the hell did that not come apart in a CD player? Never mind. Anyway, so this disc probably does work, actually. So, here it is. This is what we're going to do. This side here, the one with the writing, that represents Hitler. The reading side is Kim Jong-un. This is how you decide it. Okay, so this is bigger than a coin. So Hitler it is. It's Hitler. That's the side that we've got. So yes, I'd rather meet Hitler because he's at very least a historical figure who's actually did something. Kim Jong-un's just a psychotic madman who are waiting to do something. Unfortunately, the thing that Kim Jong-un is probably going to do is probably going to be world-ending. So there is that downside. Then again, Hitler's also an unforgivable, unspeakably evil son of a bitch. Like I said, flip a coin. I mean, yeah, you're shit in either way. So, next question, and this is a fucking moronic question, and it may sound sensible to begin with, but it isn't. Would you rather be wealthy but live in a vegetative state, or be poor? I'd rather be poor. Because if you're living in a vegetative state, you might as well be dead. Money is no use to you if you're in a vegetative state. I mean, who thought of that question? I mean, did they really think that'd be close? It's either you have a life or you don't have a life. I'd rather live off £900 a month. I mean, that's poor. That's minimum wage style. That's poor. I mean, some people are better off on benefits. So let's say I'm living on £900 a month, but I don't know, I'm eating the food I want to enjoy. I've got some dirty network. Maybe I save £100 a month and get myself a few little luxuries here and there. Or maybe I can go on days out on £900 a month. I will have more of a life being poor on £900 a month than I would be with 900 million in the bank, but in a position where I'm just like this. Yes, 900 million is of so much use to me right now. Let's just take that McLaren P1 that I've got for a spin. I can't. I'm in a vegetative state. Oh, wait. I can't even think because I'm in a vegetative state. Stupid! stupid question. Such a stupid question. Why would you be wealthy if you can't use it? It's most pointless. That is like having 5 penises but 1 girl. No point. And well, unless if you're some freak, you can. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I made my point. It's a stupid question. Would you rather be autistic or wear a fedora and fingerless gloves all the time? Now, let me break this question down. What this question is asking is, would you rather have a learning disability or be Bray Wyatt? Again, it's easy. I'd rather be Bray Wyatt. Because, I mean, fedoras and fingerless gloves aren't exactly, oh, what a chore. Oh, this is a real chore. No, being autistic is a much bigger chore to live with. The Reddit has been so shit this week. I mean, that's the best I could come up with. It's the most interesting shit, and they're all shit. One's a flip a coin, and then that's just a dose of shit you're taking. Or would you rather be a vegetable or be poor? Or would you rather have a learning disability or wear some alternative clothing? This is a really bad week for would you rathers, but since it's become a regular part of the show, I figured it would be a good idea to do it. Also, I forgot to include this in the running order. It's just occurred to me what else was going to become a weekly part of the show. Although in fairness, it wasn't very interesting last time we did this topic, but I'll cue it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, so we're gonna do the top 10 Billboard music songs. Now there's a criticism about this part of the show last week, and it's that I had no music. Admittedly, I did not have music. And I'm sure for a lot of people that is a deal breaker in this part of the show. However, I want to point out to you, last week I played Tequila during a bit of a break whilst I went off to get my dinner, and everybody was sort of like, I'm about play some break music. We're going on for what are they called again? Intermission. There's going to be an intermission in the show. We played Tequila. What happened? Copyright strike. So for that reason, I'm not going to put music on this episode. I don't want copyright strikes in every single one of my videos that I do. So we're not going to have the music. We're going to try and do this quickly though. So at number 10, we have "Good for You" by Selena Gomez featuring ASAP Rocky. Yeah, such a boring song. Have you ever heard that song? It's so crap. And then we've got "Bad Blood" by Taylor Swift featuring Kendrick Lamar at number 9. That song really hasn't done anywhere near as good as the last couple of hits, but it's still up there, so why not? Then we've got "My Way" by Fetty Wap featuring Monty. This sort of weird name for a fart is still in the top 10s. And if you thought Track Queen was shit, "My Way" is god-awful. Speaking of Track Queen by Fetty Wap is number 7. And we all know what I think of that. Me and Marcus have ranted about that many times. And then we've got creeping up the charts, as I thought it would do. Number 6, it's "Fight Song" by Rachel Platten. Like I said last week, this sounds like one of those generic, I'm a confident person with attitude songs that people tend to like, and that tends to sneak up the charts. So, yeah, I can see that one coming. Then we've got at 5, "The Hills" by The Weeknd. Now, I have heard the song, and it sounds god-awful, to be honest. I don't understand why there's so much hype about The Weeknd. They don't... I mean, The Hills... I have heard The Hills. It is shit. I mean, let's see if Spotify actually works for once. Let's hear it. Let's just hear it briefly. Play it. No, don't take me to the separate... What's the point of having a Spotify app on the website if you won't play the song? It's literally pointless. Why take me to a third-party link? Never mind. Right, and then this third-party link. Oh, guess what? Nothing on it. Play it. I hate Spotify. It's god-awful. And now I've been taken to a third-party link without that song. So actually, you know what? I don't give a shit. I've heard a minor excerpt. It's shit. At number 4, we have "Somebody to Lean On" by Major Lazer and DJ Snake featuring MO. don't know who I don't know what MO stands for, but we've got somebody to lean on. Whoa, whoa. And by the way, something about that video has been bugging me for a while. It's her dance. I'm assuming that's Major Lazer, but then again, I don't know if that is Major Lazer. Maybe that's DJ Snake or MO. I don't know. I don't know who any of these people are. I can't put the person in the track. I can't put the face to the you know, name. But whoever it is, the woman, the one that sings, she does this dance in the video, and it always bugged me. I was like, that dance seems so familiar to me, and I figured out what it was. It's the nobodies from Kingdom Hearts 2. The white, what are they called? Dusks, I think, something like that. The ones that go. They sort of do this weird dance, and that's what the dance reminds me of. They ripped off Kingdom Hearts 2. So I figured that shit out. That one's on me. I called you out on that one. That's all me right there. Yeah, the man. Then we've got number 3, Watch Me by Salento. I was going to try and do this thing quickly, and I have failed spectacularly. But at number 3, we have Watch Me by Salento, and to be honest, this is one of the most uninteresting pieces of shit I've ever heard in my entire life. I cannot think of a song which is worse than that at this moment in time. Right off the top of my head, I just can't think of one. Even Baby by Justin Bieber, which is the only thing which I can think of that contends it, is close. And what did I... Stupid Ho, yeah, okay, Stupid Ho is probably a bit worse, but... yeah, this song is fucking bland. I don't understand why all of our hit songs these days are so boring. I mean, honestly, if one of these songs came on the radio after I just got out of bed, I would fall back to sleep again. And Watch Me is the biggest criminal. It's just such a bland wasteland of nothingness. I mean, I would rather listen to Blank Noise. It's just unbelievable garbage, and somehow it's number 3. I don't understand people. I really don't. It's absolutely fucking atrocious. And then we have at number 2, Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You by The Weeknd. Again, don't know why everybody's obsessed with The Weeknd. I mean, Can't Feel My Face is generic, and I don't know. I don't understand the hook. What is it? What is it about this person that makes your face go numb? I don't understand. What is it? Do they constantly inject you with, like, I don't know, something? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what happens to you every time you're with this person? They inject you with painkillers, and you know. What are they called again? The ones that send your whole body. It's a stupid hook, and the song isn't exactly got any life. It's just another lifeless. It's another lifeless song with no real rise and fall, no energy, no nothing. It's a trend in today's music to just have I mean, virtually no instrumentals with a boring vocal track. And Can't Feel My Face is one of those. Really, it's this. I don't know. Ironically, a song called "I Can't Feel My Face," ironically, makes you feel really ridiculously numb. I mean, it's. I don't understand how that even got to number 1, but at least it's not there anymore. And taking its place at number 1 once again, we have "Cheerleader" by Omi, which is, to be honest, the only song that in the top 10 that I can think of right now that I actually think deserves to be there. Cheerleader is actually quite catchy, and it has rise and fall. It has actually has quite a catchy instrumental as well as a catchy vocal. The song is catchy, and I think it's actually quite inventive. I think it's quite a nice little hook for a song, to be honest. You know, she supports you so much, it feels like you got yourself a cheerleader. It's a nice song, and I'm glad that's back at number 1 instead of Can't Feel My Face, because it's a much better song. It's just so much better. So yeah, I'm very happy to see that one back at number 1, sorry. And that is the charts. Yeah. So moving on. there is just one more topic to do today before I call an end to this episode of Host Pro. So let's do some screen share. And let us share this. So that is the car we are talking about today. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mercedes AMG C63 Coupe. Why Mercedes have the AMG after the Mercedes now, or after the model name? That's what they always used to do. It used to be the Mercedes C63 AMG, so that you could distinguish the AMG version of the model. But whatever. It's now Mercedes AMG C63 Coupe, as if it's a different brand. I mean, it kind of is a different brand, I guess, at this point in time. So it's kind of a relevant point. I don't know. It sort of trips me up, though, to say Mercedes AMG C63 Coupe. It doesn't flow off the tongue as well, I don't think. But the interesting thing about this car is this is the new C63, which means it has the new bi-turbo V8. But the interesting thing about this car is you can either have 470 brake horsepower or 503 brake horsepower. I mean, and if you're buying the ultimate Mercedes C-Class, you would be a fool not to go 503 horsepower. I mean, you want the 500, you want that extra horsepower. What's the point in having a detuned version of it? Anyway, it's the interesting point there is that it is the new bi-turbo V8 as opposed to the direct injection V8, which has been in the C63s up until this point. That is, of course, also that's also the same with the normal C63 as well as the non-AMG version. So usual things that you see: big air intakes, flared arches. Only this time, I should say that the flared arches aren't just for show, like most of the time they are. But this time, that's not actually the case. Those flared arches are actually flared for a purpose, and that purpose is to house the wider tires, which will probably soon be dead, because imagine this car goes sideways easier than a crab. I mean, this will probably be a car that goes across the road in a crab-like fashion, just sideways. That is the car equivalent of the crab. So speed's always important in high-end performance Mercedes. So 0 to 62 in the 503 brake horsepower version takes 3.9 seconds. If you go for the 470 brake horsepower version, it's apparently 4.1. So there you go. Get the 503 brake horsepower version. I don't even think it costs that much more. The critical thing is that this is faster than its closest competitor, which is the M4. And that's the interesting thing in a way, is the fact that it is faster than the M4. Then again, it's always been a characteristic, though. The C-Class has always been faster than the M3, so it's always had more power, more straight line performance. So it should really keep up that tradition, and it does. And here's an interesting point, I thought. Now, most of these German super saloons are limited, are electronically limited, I should say, to 155 miles per hour. That's not even a gearing problem. It's just an electronic limiter that says, oh, you're doing 155, better stop there. The reason for that is it's not what you might think. It's not that the Germans think 155 is the optimum speed to be doing. That is not the case. Sorry for that German accent. It was atrocious. It was appalling and offensive. I apologize. But that's not the reason that these cars are limited to 155 miles per hour. Not at all. It's not like this is some uber magical speed where you achieve enlightenment and God comes to you. It's not that. The reason for it is, if you start to push beyond that speed, what will happen is you put your car under strain. You put the components under more strain. The engine starts to get closer to its higher up its rev range, which puts it's basically just to save your components, really, as opposed to anything else. It's just to make the life in the car easier and make it last longer. And for some reason, somebody's making a fucking horrible grinding noise. If you don't stop making that grinding noise, I'm going to take whatever the fuck it is you're grinding and grind it across your fucking face. Don't interrupt the podcast ever, or you shall die. a very agonizing, very painful death. Like I say, on this occasion, I'm going to take whatever the fuck it is he's grinding, I'm going to grind it across his face, and then I'm going to take the instrument he's using to grind it and grind even further his face to get as close to the skull as possible, and then I'm going to hack his skull in half and use it as my own personal coffee mug. That's not at all psychotic. So, yeah, back to the Mercedes before I was so rudely interrupted. I know they can hear me. They can probably hear me as well. I'm not even talking quietly. If I can hear that, they can hear me. So, the Mercedes AMG. The last interesting detail that I was going to say, limited to 155, or you can spec the AMG driver's package, in which case that electronic limiter is limited, that's limiting the whole thing is gone, removed, and you can go all the way to 118 miles per hour. So there you go. If you don't like 155 miles per hour being your top speed, you can go to 180, but you will have to pay extra for that price. I mean, what is the actual cost of it? I've actually forgot to check. Oh, it's not actually in this report. Never mind, doesn't matter. So yeah, that is the Mercedes AMG. Let's stop. And that is also the show. That rounds off the show. We are done. We're done here for tonight. It was a shorter show. Sorry about that. But actually, I didn't think that was too bad. I thought that's quite energetic, quite happy, quite upbeat, bit psychotic at times. But then again, this is me. This is what I do. I am a bit of a raging psychopath. So, yeah, I'm a psychopath that smiles a lot. I'm actually legitimately the Joker, although I haven't quite got round to the part where I blow at Gotham General Hospital yet. I haven't done that. That's on my to-do list. I shall make that happen for you guys soon enough. But until then, I am the Chun, and you aren't.